Bitcoin is crashing towards the downside and altcoins are absolutely bleeding. Now, I think that this is going to be a massive Bitcoin trap. We are going to need to be talking about that exactly because Bitcoin is right now breaking towards the downside. At the same time, we are looking to be breaking back in towards our downside of this range. So we need to be talking about that. Why is Bitcoin dumping towards the downside right now? And much more things we need to discuss in today's update video. Is the Bitcoin top potentially already in over here? So can we once again push up the likes back above the 200 likes? That will be absolutely amazing. And as always, let's have a look into the short term. And in the short term, well, Bitcoin is massively falling towards the downside. Of course, we have been seeing this break towards the downside, and this move towards the downside has already been getting initiated during the course of the weekend. It already started during the course of the weekend, and because of this, we have been creating an average to slight CME gap over here during the course of the weekend. So yeah, this one is very small, but do keep in mind that usually 99% of these CME gaps tend to be getting filled very quickly. So that would mean we are going to be just seeing another bounce to be filling up this ever so slight CME gap over here. But let's actually have a look into why Bitcoin has been seeing this crash towards the downside. First of all, we have been seeing this break towards the downside. I have been saying it is going to be more likely to see a break towards the upside. But yeah, of course, I have been mentioning many times that I also do think that we could be seeing this break towards the downside. Of course, this is just a consolidation over here. We can be breaking in either direction, and we have ultimately seen this break towards the downside. So, of course, this is going to be okay, completely fine. We've been anticipating this already. I have been saying, wait for the breakout. Wait to see in either which direction we are going to be breaking towards. We have also been forming a lot of liquidity on the downside, and right now we have just been grabbing that downside liquidity over here. Now, what has been happening? Well, Miles Deutscher is explaining it very well. There are three main factors that are happening right now. First of all, a fear of a tech sell-off, and the stock market is already selling off heavily in the US because of this. Well, why? Because DeepSeek has been getting launched, and it is a US competitor in the AI sector. So yeah, because of this, the US markets are already kind of selling off. And especially these higher risk assets, such as, for example, Bitcoin or even altcoins, are selling off heavily because of this, because people are de-risking their assets at this current moment. On top of that, we are seeing a pre-FOMC de-risking stage, okay, because people are thinking that the FOMC meeting is going to be a little bit more hawkish. Now, more on that exactly a little bit later. And on top of that, well, I've also already even been talking about this fact over here. During this consolidation over here, we've had some very good, very bullish news events. But from, of course, Trump, from the Trump inauguration, he has been passing some very bullish bills for Bitcoin. But while this has been happening, well, we have just been seeing this consolidation right underneath previous all-time highs. So this is not a very bullish thing. This has not been a good thing for the crypto market, because whenever you see bullish news coming out, but the Bitcoin price not really pushing higher, that is signaling a distribution, and whenever that happens, well, a move towards the downside is going to be more likely right after. So yeah, this has been what's been happening. And because of this, well, Bitcoin is breaking towards the downside. We are falling back in towards the lower side of this range. And I have been saying, if Bitcoin is going to be falling down below this level of support over here, this middle side of the range, well, then we're just falling back in towards the lower side of the range. And then I do think there is going to be a very good chance that we're going to be falling all the way back in towards this range, all the way back towards the 92k level, to the bottom side of this range. So let's still hope we can be seeing a bounce over here for Bitcoin, and let's still hope that we have just seen a little bit of a liquidity grab below this level of support and still close this daily candle above this level of support. So this daily close is going to be very important for Bitcoin. Are we going to be closing below, or are we going to be closing above? That's going to be what's going to be deciding whether we're still going to be trading inside of this upper side of the range or this lower side of the range. Now, I do think that there's going to be a pretty good chance that this is going to be a massive trap over here. Why? Well, first of all, because the US markets are selling off heavily because of this Chinese competitor to ChatGPT. But in my opinion, this is just going to be a short-term dip. This is just going to be some short-term panic going over right now. Now, on top of that, also people are fearing, the FOMC meeting to be a little bit more hawkish. But right as Trump has just entered office, well, I'm not really sure. I think the FOMC meeting is going to be turning out better than expected, and because of this, well, it's going to be pretty likely that this sell-off is going to be marking the local bottom, which we are seeing right now. The FOMC meeting is going to be coming in 2 days, so let's see if that is going to be happening. Anyways, having a deeper look in towards the Bitcoin charts, we are perfectly retesting this breakout over here, so let's see if we can be seeing a bounce from of this level. If we cannot be seeing a bounce from of this level, like I've said already, then we're just going to be falling back in towards this lower side of the range. Now, anyways, the Bitcoin funding rates are still looking very good. The Bitcoin liquidity is right now towards the upside. All of the downside liquidity is being taken out. Very bullish and very healthy development going over right now. Right now, all of that liquidity is sitting at the top side, and we do know that Bitcoin usually tends to go towards a place where that majority of the liquidity is sitting at. So yeah, if you did catch a little bit of a short trade over here, congratulations. But if you are going to be getting interested in trading yourself as well right now, make sure to be checking out that first link down below, because with that first link down below, you can be claiming $100,000 deposit bonus. And the best thing is, over on Blofin, there's no KYC. Now do check if it's going to be available and if it's going to be legal in your country. You can be checking that with that first link down below. If it's going to be available in your country, then you can be claiming this $100,000 deposit bonus. Now, if it is not going to be available in your country, you can be checking out Bybit with that second link down below, because Bybit is the most regulated exchange. Now, anyways, because of this small little dip towards the downside, many people are panicking again. Many people are talking about that potential Bitcoin top at this current moment. But I still just do not think that the Bitcoin top is in already. Yes, if you're purely going to be having a look into the Bitcoin charts, well, the Bitcoin charts are looking kind of bad already. They are starting to look bad at this current moment. But the fact of the matter is that we haven't seen an altcoin season yet. And every single cycle, we will be seeing an altcoin season. Right now, the Bitcoin dominance is once again pushing towards the upside because risk assets are selling off at this current moment. Yes, I would like to say we need to be potentially a little bit more worried and a little bit more cautious at this current moment, because we might just be forming this double top over here, okay? We have been forming a bearish divergence because of this higher high being created over here. This has been a perfect liquidity grab over here. At the same time, we might just be forming a double top right now at this current moment from this massive level of resistance. So do be a little bit more cautious, okay, guys? But in the greater trend and in the greater scheme of it all, I'm still going to be extremely bullish. I personally do not think the Bitcoin top is in just yet. We are still going to be making a lot of gains. The Bitcoin dominance has still yet to fall towards the downside. The altcoin season still is yet to come. Patience is what's being needed right here. If you do want to be staying up to date about every single market development, make sure to be following me over on Twitter. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.